Hello and welcome to Trade with Jay. We are on October 15, 2025. Welcome to another episode where I show you my trades live, the trades that we have sent over our signals group. So welcome to another a video. We are on day three, which is a Wednesday of the trading week. We've taken a few trades over the past couple of days. And if you remember from our last video, the week has not gone according to our plans, right? And so just wanted to kind of show you some of the trades that we've taken yesterday. On Monday, we took, I think, five trades, well, three trades. And then on Tuesday, we've taken two trades, and both the trades, all the trades were losses. I can go over our trading journal in a second here and show you some of those trades. But yesterday, we were able to close some of the trades on profits, and I want to go over that really quickly today. We were on NAS 100, and if you see, this was the trade that we took yesterday. This was sent through our signals channel, and the idea behind it, I don't want to get too deep into the whys because we went over the why on our earlier video. You can see that there was a 2 touch point, well, maybe on 3 touch point trade, a trend line there, and then as soon as it broke, we waited for this candle, and as soon as it broke, we took the trade around that 479 area, and within the course of the day, we're on a 15-minute chart right now. Within the course of the day, we were able to take profit, and were able to close with profit. I think it was about $750 on the trot. So and then that was the first trade that we took early morning, and we were able to break our losing streak for the week, and put a positive thing on for the week. And then we were also on a pound yen trade. This was a really good trade, and I want to just see if I can go over as to why we took this trade. You will see, and you know that if you've been here for a while, you know that we trade trend lines, supports and resistance. Basic price movement is my strategy, and as long as I see some price movement, that is where I trade with. And you'll see that on the we are on a 4 hour chart right now, but you'll see right here there was one, two, right, three, four times that um, that it was trying to, but either way, right, it was trying to break. And this is either a strong support or a strong resistance area wherever you are in the in the chart, right? So if you are a buyer here, right, for example, look at that, right, boom, right? If you are a seller here, right, boom, right? And this is exactly what I was looking for, and we entered the trade in on this candle. Let me kind of see if I can right here. We entered the trade right here on this candle, sorry, on this candle right here, and then we had a stop loss around 202.38, I think, and then we wanted to get 1 to 5, 1 to 1.5 risk to reward ratio. Came very close to getting my profit. In fact, I think I was shy about 5 points, 5 pips, and I wasn't really watching the charts at this time. I came really close to it, and then the moment it kind of crossed my 50, around that 50% of my trade, I moved my stop loss and I sent this over on our signals channel as well. The reasoning is because of this trend line, right? I was absolutely worried about it. When I put my take profit area, I was actually considering if I want to go maybe 1.3 risk to reward, 1.2 risk to reward ratio. But if you guys know, I don't trade that way, right? The minimum that I'm looking for is 1.5 to about and above is what I'm usually looking for. So when I placed the trade, there was really no other way or other place to place my trade other than this 202.05 area. The reasoning is again because I wanted to see a candle that right there in that candle that would give me the confirmation that we are on a downtrend, and we are getting rejected on this area. So that was the reason why I got it on this candle right here, this downward candle right there, right, 202.05. And then 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio was right around that area. So missed that trade. However, because I was concerned about this trend line. Trend line, we were able to bring the stop loss down to our entry, maybe 1.1 pip below our entry, so this way we can pay for commissions and whatnot. And then I was able to the trade went against me, and then I was of course I didn't lose any money, but I wish I had I was either once a trade is done, right? In hindsight, you can always say, no, I wish I did that and this, but that was an excellent trade. I think I would have taken it any day of the week, but I think the timing or even the entry price would have maybe I would have looked for about two, or I don't know, could have, would have, whatever. But that's a trade that kind of went against me. We could have won that. And then the same thing with the so I'm gonna go ahead and take that out because we are on a new trade with the pound yen at the moment. We send this trade in the morning to be entered at 202.25 was a pending order. So our pending order was hit, and now we're waiting for it to see, for us to see what it would do. The reasoning again, I'm really a little concerned about the trade is, deja vu, right? Look at this. So we were looking for that right below this trend line, and now we are looking for a take profit area right above that trend line, which is the downward trend line right down the red line. So we'll see, right? One of these days it's gonna break above or below, but I feel like because of the volume and because how much, how many times you're trying to break this trend line to the bottom, I think we have a better shot upward, to the buy side of things. And you can see, right, the trend line is one, two, right, three, four times that it has try to break out. Has the trend line that has held. On the upward trend line, though, it's the other way around, right? Like, so you got one, maybe two touch point. So I'm rooting towards this, this upward movement rather than a downward movement. But hey, you know what? I could be 100% wrong. And the other reason is we just closed above this resistance zone when we were selling. Now it started to become a support for the buyers. So hopefully, we get some volume and start to look upward, and then this area could hold as a good support area for us. So that's the theory behind why I'm on that pound yen trade. And then finally the Bitcoin trade yesterday. Again, this was a lovely trade, right? Volume broke above, so we took the trade on that, 1.2 area for about 1 to 1.5 risk to reward ratio. It went our way a couple of times, but then you see how these wicks kind of closed. Didn't really like the way the wicks were closing on those on that on this 1 hour chart, right? Like right here, there were a lot of wicks that I did not find attractive. So I bought the stop loss back to my entry, and I was like, hey, you know what? If it goes against me, it's fine as long as I'm not losing any money on a trade that I'm not 100% comfortable, as I'm seeing these candles not really closing with volume. So that's what I did, and I think it was a good thing I did it, and we were able to close that at a $0 loss as well. So one good trade, well, I think three good trades, and I think part of trading is knowing when to cut your losses, when to take your profits as well. So that's kind of what I did. For the week, we had six trades, and we only won one. This is a terrible week for us for so far, but hopefully we can turn it around, right? So right now we are at so we had four $500 losses, so that's 2,000, and one $250 loss. So that's $2,250 loss, and we got $750 yesterday. So that would keep us negative at $1,500. Remember, this is trading, and this is part of trading. Losing is part of trading. You need to understand how to risk manage, how you're going to come back. Now imagine, for me, I only need two more trades for me to break even. And so you know what? And that's fine, and that is part of trading, right? Losing is part of trading, but it's understanding what are your risk limits, what are your risk to reward ratios, and how fast can you bounce back after a loss, right? Even if I've lost five trades, if I can get it back within 2 to 3 trades, that's a great risk to reward ratio, in my opinion. So yes, it's a bitter thing to lose always. I hate losing, but at the same time, market is going to humble you, because at the end of the day, we can have all these lines. I'm gonna go ahead and take this line off. Hold on, sorry. All these lines across the board, but if you are or any indicator, right? But if you don't have a first good strategy, then secondly good risk to reward ratio, and if you're not um, consistent with those risk to reward ratios, your risk appetite, your strategy, even if you're not consistent, then eventually the market's going to get you, right? So, whatever you do, make sure that you have a good risk to reward ratio, you have a good risk appetite per trade, and then you have a good strategy. And if your strategy has been working for the in the past, make sure to stick to it, right? That's the other thing. Don't strategy hop. If you believe that your strategy is working and it has worked in the past, there's no reason why it wouldn't work now. So I hope you get something out of these videos. I have a signal group that we send these signals on a daily basis. Usually send it through our signals group first before we even come on YouTube. So if you like to get these signals to your phone, through Telegram, please contact us. The link is right on this below this video, and it's $100 a month. But like last week, we were able to get $1,200, right? So that pays off within a week, right? And the other thing is, we are very transparent. I try to be as as transparent as possible and go through all of our trades, whether they are wins or losses, because at the end of the day, it teaches me, it helps me to keep, this is also part of me journaling what I do and why I do what I do, and also helps you guys to understand a trader's mind and how to trade and how not to even lose, and even when you lose, how to lose graciously, right? So I hope these things make sense. I hope it helps you. If you have any questions, leave a comment and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you guys have. But again, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in another video. Bye.